Idealist Theory. Idealist Theory in International Relations. Historical context and origins. Intellectual foundation. Emerged as dominant theory post World War I, 1919 to 1939. Reaction against realist power politics and balance of power systems, influenced by Enlightenment philosophy. Re- Progressive view of human nature and international relations. Response to devastation of World War I. Key historical development: Woodrow Wilson, 14 points, 1980. Establishment of League of Nations, 1919. Kellogg-Briand Pact, 1928. Outlawing war. Disarmament conferences of 1920 to 1930. Collective security mechanisms. Philosophical and theoretical foundations. View of human nature fundamentally rational and good. Capacity of moral progress and improvement. Education and reason can overcome basic instinct. Cooperative rather than conflictual nature. Perfectible through proper institutions. Core assumptions. International hierarchy can be overcome. States have mutual interest in cooperation. Conflict results from misunderstanding or poor institutions. Peace is achievable through proper organization. International law can regulate state behavior. Key principles and concepts. Central tenets: collective security, attack on one is attack on all. International law: binding rules governing state behavior. Institutional cooperation: international organization facilitate peace. Disarmament: reduction of weapons promotes security. Democratic peace: democracies don't fight each other. Free trade: economic interdependence reduces conflict. Open diplomacy: transparency in international relations. Mechanisms for peace: international organizations and institutions. Legal frameworks and disputes resolution. Cultural exchange and understanding. Economic interdependence. Education and cross cultural communication. Major thinkers and contributors: Woodrow Wilson, 14 points as blueprint for peace. Self determination of peoples. League of Nations concept. Open covenants openly arrived at freedom of navigation. Immanuel Kant, Perpetual Peace, 1795. Three definitive articles: Republican constitutions in all states, Federation of Free States, Cosmopolitan right of universal hospitality, Democratic peace theory foundations. Other key figures: Norman Angell, The Great Illusion, War economically irrational, Alfred Zimmern, emphasis on international understanding, John Locke, influence on liberal international thought. Institutional manifestations: League of Nations, first major institutional expression, collective security mechanism, mandate system for colonies, international dispute resolution, technical cooperation programs, United Nations system, Security Council, collective security, International Court of Justice, specialized agencies WHO, UNESCO, ILO, peacekeeping operations, human rights regime, regional organizations, European Union integration, Organization of American States, African Union mechanism, ASEAN regional cooperation. Policy applications and case studies: successful application, European integration process, international environmental agreements, human rights regime development, nuclear non-proliferation treaties, international humanitarian law, limitations and failures, inability to prevent World War II, League of Nations collapse, limited effectiveness against great power aggression, challenges in enforcing international law, democratic peace exceptions. A critical analysis: strength, emphasis on peace and cooperation, recognition of mutual interest, institutional resolutions to collective problems, moral dimension in international relations, progressive vision of world order. Weaknesses: over optimistic view of human nature, underestimation of power politics, difficulty addressing security dilemmas, limited effectiveness against determined aggressors, Western centric assumptions. Realist critiques: ignores fundamental role of power, overestimates rationality in politics, underestimates security concern, fails to account for anarchy constraint, naive about State intentions. Contemporary relevance. Modern applications. International human rights regime. Climate change agreements. Global health governance. International criminal courts. Humanitarian intervention norms. Liberal institutionalism. Regime theory development. Complex interdependence. Transnational relations. Global governance approaches. Enduring legacy. United Nations system, international law development, human rights discourse, European Union model, global civic society, evolution and modern variants, new idealism features, more sophisticated institutional approaches, recognition of power constraints, emphasis on gradual progress, combined with realist insights, focus on long-term transformation, liberal internationalism today, democracy promotion, human rights advocacy, international institution building, economic globalization support, humanitarian intervention, theoretical development, democratic peace theory refinement, international regime analysis, transnational advocacy networks, global governance studies, constructivist challenges. Idealist theory continues to influence international relations through its emphasis on cooperation, institutions, and progressive change, while evolving to address contemporary global challenges and theoretical criticisms. That's it for this topic.